During this installation video tutorial, we will walk you through the features of the HT sensor, mention recommended tools and instruments, and demonstrate how to properly position and prepare the sensor for connection to the central unit. The main function of the HT sensor is to measure the temperature and humidity inside the house construction, interior and exterior of the property. The most common use case for in-structure installation is a base plate right next to the wall, that is, below the level of the future floor. In the interior, the sensor is typically installed close to the ceiling. The exterior sensor is placed either on the facade or under the roof overhang. To make sure the installation process goes without a hitch, we'll remind you of the contents of the package you've received from us and mention the recommended installation equipment. The product packaging consists of an HT sensor and a cable with a black connector. For the installation, you will need a 20 mm inner diameter loop tube with clips, a knife to cut the tube, air stop sealing tape, and conventional insulation tape. The first step in installing any sensor is to familiarize yourself with the provided floor plan of the house with the highlighted sensor installation spots. The floor plan includes a drawing of the sensors to an accuracy of approximately 1 meter. The choice of the exact installation location should be carefully considered according to the actual building status. As with other sensors, start with the correct location number. Ideally, choose the location of the sensor according to the plan. After selecting the correct location, connect the sensor with the correct number to the cable. Prepare the loom tube by cutting small holes in the end of the tube. Insert the sensor with cable into the tube, leaving the sensor in the location where the holes were made. Secure the tube with plastic clips so that the sensor is positioned at the bottom and the top of the protector is above the future floor level for any future revision or replacement of the sensor. The cable excess should be secured with a tape to prevent it from sliding down the tube. In the interior of a building, the sensor can be installed visibly between the ceiling and wall, or built into a standard electrical box in the wall or ceiling. It is important to use a grill to cover it so that air can flow freely to the sensor. To limit the effect of direct sunlight on the sensor, it is always installed on the outside of a building on the north side. The ideal location is under the roof overhang. If the building does not have a roof overhang, place the sensor in the facade by using an electrical box and then covering it with a grid. Keep in mind that it must not rain on the sensor even during the construction of the house. When painting the facade, avoid or tape over the sensor to allow it to function as intended. Bring the cables from the sensor to the electrical panel or future location and pull them into one neat bundle and separate them by color. After installing all the sensors, be sure to test them. The final step in the process is photo documentation. Take at least 2 pictures at the sensor installation site. The close-up picture should include the sensor, a piece of cable, a protector, and a legible numerical marking. The distance shot should then capture the entire wall around the sensor so that you can clearly see where the sensor is located within the room. To archive and validate the correctness of the installation, please attach them to an email and send them to the email address displayed on the screen. Thank you. At the end of the video, let's summarize what not to forget and what to watch out for. Install the sensor in the structure in the locations that are not near water supply and heat sources. If the sensor needs to be revised or replaced, place the sensor in a loom tube, the lower end of which must be aerated by cutting through the sensor, and the upper end must lead into the wall above the future floor level. The outdoor sensor shall be on the north side, out of direct sun and rain.